only to find they have not yet seen him.
Now, mo ditabeng tsa o hlalosa ntho tsa di entseng.
Now, in the matters of explaining the things which he has done,
Ke mo mahlo a motho a fellang teng, ha se mo mahlo a Modimo a fellang teng.
it is where the eyes of a man stops. It is not where the eyes of God stops.
Now, re ile ra hlalosa bogolo bo le se worship e se etsang.
Now we have explained about that greatness and that which worship does.
So ke batla re kene boemong bo bong bo ke sa bo hlalosang haholo.
Now I want us to enter into a certain area which I didn't explain much.
Now re itse praise.
Now we said praise.
Ha o bolela ntho tsa di entseng o mo provoker ho etsa hape.
When you speak of things which he has done, you provoke him to do something again.
Re ke be ka mokgo ke le ka e beha ka teng.
Let me put it in the manner that I put it
Ha hona
before.
praise
There is no praise
e etsuwang correctly.
that is done correctly.
E sa etseng gore Modimo a etse hape.
That doesn't make God to do something again.
Immediately e etsuwa
Immediately when it is done,
e sa etsuwe hantle.
and it is done in
Ke
a
mo a
proper,
kekeng a acta hantle.
in an improper manner, that's when he will
But
not be able to act.
every praise
But each and every praise,
he will surely act.
o tla iponahatsa ka
Because
nnete.
ho bolelwa seo a se entseng jwale o batla ho etsa hape.
Because you speak of what he has done and he wants to do something
Every
again.
time ho na le praise,
Every time when praise is
you
present,
must know hore
o tlamehile o tsebe
for
jang.
sure
For sure,
he will act
o tla iponahatsa
without doubt.
without any doubt.
Now, meaning,
Ho bolela hore
re need ho tseba hore na o sebetsa jwang.
we need to know how he operates.
Re ka checka dintho tse few.
We can look at few things.
Ra sheba ha Moshe a etsa tabernacle.
Looking at Moses when he made the
O batla
tabernacle,
ntho ya hae
he
exactly.
wants it to be built
Then
exactly.
how sa e etse
And
exactly?
if you do not do it
Ha se
exactly,
yona.
it is not the one.
How sheba Noah?
When you look at Noah,
O etsa a reka correctly.
he built the ark correctly.
That's how God is.
Ke ka tsela eo Modimo a leng ka teng.
Telling ya hae we batla correct.
What belongs to him, he wants
The
it to be
third
done
thing,
correctly.
mo tla mo sheba hantle.
Ntho ya boraro where you will check him correctly.
Ha bua le Joshua.
It is when he spoke to Joshua.
It's like ore.
It is like he says,
O ska ya ka tsong le letona.
do not go to the right hand.
O ntse o tsamaya hona lentswe mo.
You must walk right on
No,
the
o ntse o
word.
tsamaya teng ba do boya ka
While
o le
you're walking
letona.
on the word,
Be aware to measure.
be aware hore o lekanye,
Hore ka mona le ka mona ho lekane.
that on both sides it is measured in the same manner.
Yes, and then ho lekane.
That it is measured.
And then ha ho lekane ka mokgwa o.
And if it is measured in
Aikona.
that manner,
Ho bolela hore for sure
it is meaning that for sure
Modimo o tlo kgotsofala.
God will be satisfied.
So you can't take praise.
So o ka senke tlotliso
E le ntho e important
as an important thing,
and to not doing it well,
and then o ska e etsa hantle,
expect him to act.
mme o lebelle hore o tla iponahatsa.
Meaning, bothata mona
Meaning the problem here
is to how we etsa praise hantle na.
whether you are praising in the correct manner.
Re ke phete. Because once we etsa hantle,
Because the moment you do it in the correct
for sure,
manner,
100% sure,
100% sure,
he will act.
o tlo iponahatsa.
Ha hona mo asa iponahatsa.
There is not a time where
E
you
etsuwa correctly. Ha
when
hona.
it is done correctly. There's never a time.
And then le ha ho etsuwa di foundation tsa lefatshe ho ya ka Jobo.
Even when the foundations of the world were created according to
Bara
Job,
ba Modimo ba ne ba bina,
when the sons of God were singing,
the foundation di le tsa ba correct
the
tsa lefatshe.
foundations, they were correct.
Because ntene binwa enele correct.
Because what was sang was correct.
For sure he act.
For sure, we bonahadi.
Then how bona Jericho?
And when you look at
E
Jericho,
bolela for sure o a actor.
it means that for sure he
Ha
acted.
hona Bibling mo Modimo.
There is no way in the Bible where
Au
God,
a praise wa hantle.
when he is praised in the correct
Ebe
manner,
ha acti.
then he does not act.
Ke le ka utlwa pale e nngwe ke a nnete ne ke iphetela ke ntate wa ka ha ke tsena na nkile ka emare important.
I have once heard a certain story that I was told by my father. I don't know where he took it, but it is important.
Ho thunona le motho e mong ya neng a bapala ogene.
There was a person that was playing an organ.
So na tlwaetse ho ya ho seng kerekeng a ilo e bapala.
So that person usually goes in the morning at church to go play.
So a fumana ho notletswe.
And he found the doors locked.
Jwale ya ba wa e bapala ka ntle.
And then he played it outside.
Ho thwe ha ntse a e bapala.
And it is said while he was playing,
Ya ba
it,
menyako e a ipula.
then the doors opened itself.
Meaning
Ho bolela
ha
hore
hona letho.
there is nothing.
Meaning o ka tshwara ntho a bohlokwa.
Meaning you can handle an important thing,
Wa e tshwara
have it in your
ya
hands,
ska ya o sebeletsa.
and may not work for you.
Because ha o etse correct.
Because you do not do it correctly.
Ha o kala o di misa o di mix up.
The moment you mix them up,
O mix up ntho tse delicate tse tshwantseng o di hlokomela.
you mix up delicate things that you must take care of.
Ere ke phete for the last time.
Let me repeat it for the last
Ke
time.
re for sure.
I am saying for sure.
O na le motho a nkutlwang for sure.
For sure.
Ha praise e etsuwa,
When praise is done,
he will act
o tlo
again.
iponahatsa hape.
Ha e etsuwa hantle.
When it is done in the correct manner,
Meaning
ho bolela hore
tshwantse re stope re check hore praise e sebetsa jwang.
we must stop and check how praise works.
And praise ha se ntho e tswang nameng, it must come within.
And praise doesn't come from your flesh, but it must come from within you.
And not how you feel.
E seng ka tsela eo o ikutlwang ka
No.
teng.
But what is happening inside.
Empa se etsahalang ka
You
hare,
praise him from within.
o mo tlotlisa ho tswa ka
Because
hare.
Modimo o mamela motho enwa wa ka hare.
Because God listens to the inner
Ha
man.
mamele motho wa ka
He
ntle.
doesn't listen to the outer man.
So that must be correct.
So eo e tlamehile e nepahale.
Ne ke kopa amen hanya. That must be correct.
So eo e tlamehile e nepahale.
Then where we are,
Mo re leng teng,
we have to correct it.
re tlamehile re
Why?
Hobane
Modimo tshwantse a etse ho hong lefatsheng.
God must do something on earth.
Worship
Khumamelo.
ke go bua seo ena a leng sona.
It is to say that who he is.
Molemo wa ena ko fe?
The benefit is, what is the benefit?
Ha act
He doesn't act.
ha o bua ka ena.
When you speak about him,
O kenya ka ho yena.
he puts you in him.
Jwale ha o le ka ho yena.
So when you are in him,
Anything ye o hlaelang ha e hlaele wena e hlaela yena.
anything that comes upon you, it doesn't come upon you, it comes upon him.
Anything that touches you touches him first.
Anything eo tetsang, it tetsa yena pele.
Meaning o actor on your behalf before you say anything.
Meaning he acts on your behalf before you say anything.
Because when the one.
Because you together with him are one.
So he will act without you say.
He will act without you saying anything. When you are sleeping not knowing what happened.
He will act.
You might not even know that he acted.
That's how worship is important. Anything. Anything. He will act. But how worship is correct.
When worship is done in the correct manner. So when we say we have nice songs that which we may sing,
but worship is nothing to do with the
worship is nothing to do with songs.
Worship is something to do with lifestyle.
Worship, it is something to do with your lifestyle.
Lifestyle it's worship.
When your lifestyle reveals God without you saying a word, that is worship.
It's too deep. Because
it is the secret of heaven. It is something that the earth is not used to.
Greatest.
It is the greatest. It is the greatest hidden mystery.
Worship. Because worship
because worship reaches where God is, which is where he hides himself.
And also the action they are super.
And also the actions they symbolize. When a person worships God and does this,
you are not saying anything.
How little.
Then the demon saying Babinari Pina anyhow.
And in certain areas they sing songs in anyhow.
But how?
But when you sing,
that's worship.
That is worship.
Hontate limura leo. But how?
But when you say
Jesus has a praise.
That is not praise.
Has a worship.
It is neither worship. It is a song of dedication that calls people to the altar call.
To know these things and correct them.
And we look easy.
Something.
Let me show you something. When they say, now I have heard. When you call me, and this person starts crying,
I still be worship.
That is not yet worship.
And the song is not correct.
And the song hayana bahala.
Now, because worshiping can tell you that Revelation.
Because worship is a serious matter. Let us read from the book of Revelation.
Chapter 4.
Chapter 4.
From verse 1, I understand.
From verse 1.
Yes.
After this I looked, and behold, a door was opened in heaven.
Yes.
And the first voice which I heard was as it were of a trumpet,
yes,
talking with me,
yes,
which said, come up hither, yes, and I will shew thee things which must be hereafter. And immediately I was in the Spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone. And there was a rainbow round about the throne, inside like unto an emerald. And round about the throne were 24 seats. And upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting, clothed in white raiment, and they had on their heads crowns of gold. And out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices. And there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of God. And before the throne there was a sea of glass, like unto crystal. And in the midst of the throne and around about the throne were 4 beasts, full of eyes before and behind. And the first beast was like a lion, and the second beast like a calf, and the third beast like a face as a man, and the fourth beast was like a flying eagle. And the 4 beasts had each of them 6 wings about him, and they were full of eyes within, and they rested not day and night, saying, Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, which was and is to come. And when those beasts give glory and honor and thanks to him that sat on the throne, who liveth forever and ever, the 24 elders fall down before him that sat on the throne and worship him. I am not going to explain this matter,
but I want you to understand
what worship is and what happens up in heaven. That which John saw.
But
now the part that we will touch base on. Let me speak this one first before we speak about the part that will.
24 elders.
The 24 elders. They bowed down before the throne.
Worship hasimanse amangata. Worship get the correct ways, even if they are short.
Worship is not many words that one can say, but worship is the correct word, even if dilukhutwane.
That is why the bupua dire holy, 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 holy. You don't need to have many words.
That is why the beasts are saying holy, holy. You do not have to have many words.
But if it's correct,
but if it is correct, that is where the real matter is. The part that I want to touch base on.
Worshiping kinto e ibang intimate.
Worship, it is something that becomes intimate. That is where I want us to go.
To be intimacy or intimate.
To be intimate.
Ke kopanelo e tibileng e sa hlaloseheng.
It is the intimacy that is very deep, that is unexplainable.
Anybody yelling on the act.
Anybody that is on the act. that person will be unable to share with another person what they feel.
A personal feeling.
It is a personal feeling.
And that means
Ho bolela hore
ke bongwe le motho eo ba nang le intimacy le yena.
it is unity together with the person that they are intimate with.
That is why monna le mosadi.
That is why a man and a woman,
Go bolela gore ke nama e le nngwe.
it means they are one flesh.
Now, worship
Jwale khumamelo
ke go ba wena le modimo le ba ntho e le nngwe. Mme ke yona e etsang gore motho a kene bohareng bo tibileng ba modimo.
it is what makes you together with God to be one, and it is the one that makes you to enter deep into the presence of God.
Nothing is
Ha hona ntho e nngwe
I say worship.
if it is not worship.
It's an act of worship that makes you to be one with Him.
Ke tsela ya ho khumamela e o etsang hore o be bongweng le yena.
Re ke kwana ke hlalosa something.
Let me explain something.
When you are on that state,
Ha o le boemong boo,
you don't speak what you want to say.
ha o bue seo o batlang ho se bua.
O bua ntho motho ha e mametse a ka nnang a re ha ena kelello.
You say something that when one listens to you can say it doesn't make sense.
That act
Because that act,
e fetoha bohlanya ho ya e mametse.
it tends to be madness to the one that is listening to it.
Meaning
Ho bolela hore
your mind doesn't mind wa how function.
kelello ya hao ha e sebetse.
Ha e sebetse
It does not function
ka nako ya worship.
during the time of worship.
When you come close to Him,
Ha o tla haufi le yena,
the first sign will be you here.
the first sign it tla ba wena ka hara kelello.
It tla ema e ska function.
It will stop and not function.
Number 2,
Sa bobedi,
o keke wa utlwa gore na o nameng kapa ha o no hlalosa.
you will not be able to explain whether you are in the flesh, or you will not be able to explain it.
Because o lahleile mo sa tsebeng na ke kae.
It's because you were lost in an area that you do not know where you were.
Now, because
Hobane
batho ba khona fela worshipa ho ntso sa etsala letho ba be ba tswe go yona, they don't know the reason to worship.
people are able to come out of worship and nothing happening because they don't know the reason of worship.
Because ha o tsebe go tseba ntho ha o sena experience ya yona.
Because you will not be able to know something if you do not have an experience of that thing.
But the experience
It forces you to seek more. Let me go to the side a bit. A person that is called a woman, when she gets married, she is married, the man will run away. The man is the one that the woman is the one that wants the man. Let me repeat it again.
That is why atare Joe hafi.
That is why she will say Joe didn't come.
Let me explain what I'm saying.
So
in this act, mosadi wa konyana ke yena a tshwantseng a lelekise monna.
The bride of the lamb is the one that is supposed to chase after the groom.
Then ha tsebe go kena ditabeng ka pele mosadi wa konyana ntse re nkutlwa ke.
She is unable to go into the matters quickly, the bride of the lamb.
Then but ha ka kena hantle in the act.
But if she can go right in the correct manner,
o tlo batla act hangata.
That person will want act many times.
If hauna experience,
if you do not have experience,
you don't have a reason to do it.
You do not have the reason to do it.
Then worship is deep.
Then khumamelo itibile.
Yetsa hore obe mongwena le Modimo.
It makes you to be one together with God.
Let's come here.
Mogireng. Where I say
John
was
a worshiper. But you didn't hear him singing. Where
did I take this matter?
Nobody writes like him.
No, that wrote in the manner that he wrote.
Because
a person that knows worship, he's able to explain God.
Okay. Now,
when Mark explains Jesus,
you
don't hear him explaining about God.
Luke the same, Matthew the same. But
when John starts coming in, he says the word was in the beginning. The word was
those words.
They explain to you
this
that
man
he knew Jesus as
for
God.
Him to know him as God. It's an act of worship.
He knows the secret. Let us go back at when they were at the Passover.
Passover is very important.
The Passover is very important.
And that one was important.
And that one was important.
Then
and let us go to
more Passover.
There at the Passover, he puts his head in.
Nobody realized that.
And after putting his head on the bosom, when they go to the Mount of Olives,
for sure they will sing.
For sure they will see.
For the first time.
Jesus, God is going to sing.
Then King too.
Then what was happening there? It is to mean that when a person is the bride, that woman would love to put her head on the bosom of the husband. It is what leads ahead the intimacy.
So,
actually, what was John doing here? On the bosom of the man. A man to man.
At that time,
there is something that he's doing that is called worship. That includes the church as the bride.
Then
now when he is going to explain about Jesus, there is no way that he cannot say the word was in the beginning. The word was God. He must start first like that. The other ones will start off first by who gave birth to him.
Where worship is,
Because where it reveals his divinity. The divinity of Jesus.
The other person,
amongst many,
Daniel, a worshipper.
Daniel Mukhumamedi.
So these people, bansang Revelation Testament, they must be worshippers.
These people that reveal the New Testament and the Old Testament,
because
be worshippers. Because the hidden mysteries that are not revealed when there are no worshippers.
Because the
heavenly things are revealed in worship.
Because
it is the secret that reveals hidden mysteries.
Then foundation.
Then we have a foundation.
Then we can read our scripture.
Then
John chapter 17.
John chapter 17.
Verse 21 to 23.
Verse 21 to 23.
Please.
That they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee. Yes. That they also may be one in us. Yes. That the world may believe that thou hast sent me, and the glory which thou gavest me I have given them, that they may be one even as we are one. I in them and thou in me, that they may be made perfect in one, and that the world may know that thou hast sent me and hast loved them as thou hast loved me. May we please listen to this.
So,
this verse we normally read it, but we hardly hear it. Please speak to the person
Did
behind
you read this verse?
Ask the person whether you have read the verse.
Now,
now the born again Christians, they are called the bride of the Lamb, not brides. They are called the bride. When all together they are a bride. But when they are not united, when in one, they are not called the bride.
Yes.
When they are all united together, they are called the bride.
But
when they are divided, it is not the bride.
Because
and that act becomes difficult because they are not yet united.
Meaning
this matter of unity, it makes Jesus to see the
one. Lack of knowledge, worship all of us.
So lack of knowledge of all of us not knowing worship, we do not become complete to become the bride of the Lamb. What is used here says, they must be one as we are one. Now Jesus says, I will be in them. I in them.
But
then I will be in you.
Meaning
they will be in me. I will be in you. you together with them. That symbolizes a deep worship.
Then how mona?
And when you read it here, reading it quickly, you do not know what this
but when
is.
you go back,
But how God speaks about a man and
he's
a woman,
still saying the same thing here.
Because
Because
they must be in
so
unity.
so
A man and a woman, they are one. It is not a division.
that is why
That is why God doesn't want them
now
to divorce. Then what God says here, it is what is said in marriage.
Intimacy.
So it is the unity of intimacy. There is nobody that can come unless that is an intimacy.
So,
because of lack of knowledge, we are unable to know how these things operate. Then Jesus mentions a certain statement
important
which is very important. He says, my glory I have given them. The glory,
meaning
meaning in me,
because you
will not see the difference because we are one.
Then
and when Jesus died and resurrected, going up into heaven, he's yet returning back to
because
the earth. Because he is
at the same time
at the same time he's in
that
heaven.
act also
That act also to a born again saint, that person is in heaven while they are here.
Now,
what makes God to reveal himself? It is when a person has gone into God.
Okay. Now, let's just simplify it. Now, say Jesus,
that which Jesus is, he gives it to the bride. A real man, he gives that which he is, that which belongs to him. So that which belongs to the man belongs to the wife. The things that are belong to the husband. Meaning all the things that are created, it means that they belong to the bride. When a man gets married, he takes the wife to his house. And after going to the house, he is no longer the owner
because
of the house. Because the owner now is that woman. Meaning the bride of the Lord.
The greatest owner.
She is the greatest owner. The difference is this one. You do not know this thing.
That is why
he gives with his own power. Who are the people that know about marriage? Who are the people that know marriage?
Push in.
If a man has push-ins, or wearing his own push-ins, and leaves them there, you will find them in the kitchen. Somebody's wearing them. It means that she is possessing everything that belongs to this
because it belongs to her.
Because kia haye.
So glory
So the glory which belongs to Jesus,
it
becomes our own glory.
It
becomes our own right. There is no man that will fight with his wife, because she can do as she pleases. Anything that she wants. You can find her wearing your Can you hear it?
Now, worship.
It means that God, what belongs to you belongs to me. I am coming into you.
So,
the first person that is annoying on earth, the name is a woman. Do you know how annoying she is? The moment there's a rat outside, running on top of the house, she will ask you, don't you hear the rat? Because you must protect her from this rat.
Meaning
when you are in God,
responsibility where
He has the responsibility
because of worship.
Because of worship.
Because
what makes you to be one?
Get the intimacy.
It is that intimacy.
Hallelujah. Now, Mosadi, you atsibang handle intimacy.
The woman that knows intimacy, you can see her when she walks. If you can see her facing down, you must know that there's a problem.
Then how intimacy?
And when you know your intimacy with God,
because it's the highest point.
Because in the highest point
yes,
of you together
it's
with
the
God,
highest point.
Because it is the highest point of you and God.
Worship.
If you know worship,
intimacy,
you know that intimacy.
You don't need anything.
You do not need anything. You can go wherever you want. Because wherever you go, God is there. He is supposed to protect this wife.
Hey. Uwahala, uyahala, lela, Jesu, wama, huta, uwahala, le, uyahala, le, hey.
Let me show you. The reason why you delay to enter into worship, you are a woman. You are forced to go in there.
It's a special thing.
That cannot be found anywhere. Now, when Jesus prays, he says, he uses dangerous words. That they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me,
yes,
and I in thee. That they all may be one, that I be in them. That I be in them. That I be in them. There is something that the brethren are missing. That which, if a young person can receive it, that young person will not have a problem with men or women because they have received the right thing.
The highest.
That person has found the highest.
No, that
person will lack nothing.
Because the highest.
Because that person has received the highest.
Because imitation has
because the one of the world is an imitation, is not the real.
So telling imitation has to be on.
So the thing that is an imitation, it is not yet the real thing.
Check out how. Now,
now the reason why they go all around the place, they are not satisfied. The woman that you see running around seeking for all these men, you must know that she is not yet satisfied. When she is satisfied, she will not be running all around the place. She will not seek for other idols. Because she has Jesus. Now Jesus here saying, I in them. Actually, when I am in them, you in me. So together we go in them. So when we go in them, it is no longer I, but it is us. Because when a man gets married, he changes the person's surname. Things change. So this man that is called Christ, the heavens going inside. Then the identity changes. Then the signature must also change. It is no longer the same. Because the identity changes. But if they have not reached unity, that identity is not yet changed. Even if transferring force there. We must force it. When we force it, it's not a real thing. But if we can go inside and abide together with his brothers, because who are walking in Gahuena? Pastor Swanning Lizarding. Hello, Swanning Batuaba. Hello, Buabuaba. Because who are taking away? There is something that entered in that person.
It's personal.
Kinto a personal.
Yeah, personal. Personal.
This is a personal thing.
As in to a personal.
It is not a human thing, it is personal.
Impersonal.
It is personal.
Actually,
he wants to come in.
He wants to come in.
He doesn't want to come in alone. He wants to come in together with the Father. He wants to come coming inside the Father so that he may how was she feeling? Worship that is why that is why they say they say revival will be of worship. Do you know what they mean? They say we will no longer be there. we won't be there. He will be the one that is seen. Do you know all this confusion that we are in? You see, when he is in you, they will tell you that you are not like us.
Why?
There is the one that is inside. When he enters, they will say, we see that you are not like us. You are not supposed to advertise that I am the president. They should ask you that, what is happening with you? Because you are not like us. That you are not
that is why
that is why the world is
because I don't want anything different.
Because they do not as we walk, they should know they don't walk like us. These ones are not like us. They must ask you that, what is the story? They must ask you that, what is the provoking? What is the matter? Then you tell them that I am the bride of the Lamb. I am the bride. I am the bride. I am the bride. I will ask you that. We are tired. Give us this thing. Give us this thing. I can't say that because they see people. They have not seen him. They have not seen God. God. He wanted to be seen on earth. He wanted to be seen on earth.
Through you.
Through you. When you are at work, they say, what is happening here? There is a certain man of South Africa. He was in America. So underneath his shoes were covered with cardboard. I hear that they say that when a person walks with God, I don't know whether when a man walks with God, you see them with many cars. A certain man was wearing cardboard. He was in America and one Rasta as he was walking, up until he stopped. And when he's asked what is it, he stood